Here we are, a deeply disappointing display at Deepdale in a result that saw a Jamal Lowe goal outdone by 2 Preston goals, and Scott Parker and Adam Smith sent off, actually, with a red card. Ben, what did you make of the game?
It was just so poor. Like, the first half, it was awful. So bad. I'm lost for words. And then obviously we got the goal, which arguably was a little bit lucky, and then we just didn't really do much. Like, none of the players looked like they wanted to play, to be honest. Like, Billing, I thought he was horrendous today, and at the end he didn't even come and clap the fans. He just walked straight off. So yeah, I'm just not happy with how that went, to be honest.
It felt like that we had a lot of the ball, but didn't do a lot with it. Would that be fair?
Yeah, and I think that's been a common theme this season, to be honest. It's just, we've got the ball, we just pass sideways, go backwards, and off the goal kicks, just pass it sideways to the left back, then it goes forward, and then it goes back, and it's an endless, horrible cycle of football that we're in, and it's awful.
Thinking about the positives, Jamal Lowe, that's his 3rd goal in I think 3 games, is that right? And doing pretty well for himself, but perhaps substitutions need to happen a little bit sooner, maybe?
Yeah, I thought we needed to have brought Dembele on, because he just runs at people. He's quick, he's energetic, and I don't know why we brought Cantwell off as well, because I don't know how Billing got kept on the whole game, because he was awful. I'm probably being too negative, but yeah, that was just awful.
We sit 3rd. We've got 4 games to make it up, to catch up, because we've got those 4 games in hand still on who's currently in 2nd. We can do it though, yeah?
I would like to think so. I mean, Peterborough aren't playing well at the moment, but to be honest, after that, nor are we. But yeah, our performances haven't been good. I mean, we had a good one against Birmingham, and that's the last one I can remember, to be honest.
Okay, so Peterborough on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Hopefully back at home means we can turn the result around, get something a little bit better than what we got today. We will find out. Ben, thank you so much for joining us today. Safe journey back.
Yeah, you too.
Hello there.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Is it good?
Is it good?
No, it's not good, is it?
No, that's not the way how would you describe the afternoon?
Shocking. I think that's the most passion I've seen out of Scott Parker, and getting sent off.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Did he have something to be aggrieved about that goal, or do you think he was just trying to kind of show that he actually cared a little bit? Because throughout the game, he didn't show it, did he?
There was no passion throughout the game. There was just that one little incident. I don't think it was a free kick. He just I'll get sent off now and show my passion and say, I'm good with the boys. He's not good with the boys. Not happy at all. Smith, he didn't have a good game. He come off, yeah, fair enough. Tried to change it. He got sent off. I don't know what he got sent off for. Don't know.
Talking, I think.
Well, yeah, but it's not good.
No,
it's not good at all. No. Sorry, Sam. Not good.
So where do we go from here? We've got a game coming up midweek next Tuesday. What needs to change? What can possibly happen here?
I don't know why Dembele didn't start.
Yeah.
For me, he was a starter all along. Billing, I don't know why he started. Anthony, I don't know why he started either. Christie should have started. Yeah. Dembele should have started. Maybe Tuesday will be better. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
See you later.
Thank you so much. Well, how long did it take you to get here today?
It was actually not too bad. It was about maybe 3.5 hours, but still.
3.5 hours. Long way to go to see a performance like that. Not our best, I would say. Would you agree?
Probably far from our best, I'd say. I mean, yeah, that's very, very odd. I mean, it kind of seemed like we were bound to lose, because we haven't won against them in about 10 years or so. That wasn't a penalty shootout, but it just seems a bit off how we have, and we've been on such a winning streak, and we can easily turn them over, but we just didn't. I mean, it's just I just don't know how to describe it. It's a very weird situation at the moment. Yeah.
Watching the game from where I was, I don't know what you think, but I didn't feel that Preston had to do a lot to contain us. What needed to happen? What needed to change, do you think, to be able to bring a bit of spark into that game?
Well, the way Preston really sort of grabbed us by the neck was the counter-attack. We would just attack end to end, get nothing, and then straight after that they'd be off the back. They'd get a goal. They'd get 2 goals, and we should have just held our shape and just kept on our man. And I mean, I think we probably would have done a bit better if we had for it. Yeah. didn't. I mean, it just. I don't know what to say really. It's just a weird situation, isn't it?
Tell me something positive about today. Something that's actually give us something a little bit looking forward.
Jamal Lowe, and Lewis Cook as well. I like how he's more of a box-to-box midfielder now instead of a goal. Was it Parker described him as a goal creative midfielder or something? Yeah, he looks more sort of up to it. So does Lowe. He's fast on the wing, cuts in, scored a goal. I just took off the keeper really. I didn't really see it, but that's what it looked like. And apart from that though, we've got to change. I don't know how, don't know what we do, but we just got to change.
Got to change. Thank you, Alex, coming on. It's lovely to see you. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm okay.
Got to try and be positive, haven't we? The best that we can.
Do we?
We've got to try. I mean, it's not been the best afternoon.
Let's try.
So, I don't know. Did you see why Scott Parker got sent off? What he got so upset about? I couldn't understand what got upset him.
I don't know. It looked like a perfectly reasonable goal, didn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any sort of fouls or anything that I was. Well, I mean, we're a long way away, obviously, but. Yeah, it didn't seem to be anything wrong with it, but obviously they saw something, didn't they? We'll see on the highlights later.
Yeah, he won't be obviously in the dugout for the next game now. As a result of that, I wonder what that will do to our performances. It'd be quite interesting to know.
No surprise. I think it might improve our performance. I don't know. No, because I mean, the way the side is being coached is obviously we're going to make a couple of chances in a game. We're going to take one and we're going to win the game from that. Because how many shots do we have today?
No.
How many on target? How many saves did the keeper make? I think one save towards the end.
Yeah.
And with one tapping goal for us. So, I don't know. Unless I'm seeing something completely different to everyone else.
No.
It feels to me as though we're comfortable in possession because the opposition don't have to work too hard to stop us playing. And we just don't get a shot away.
I'm going to speak to Tom Jordan a little bit later. I saw him turn around at one point in the game, look directly at me when we made a substitution quite late on. We took Cantwell off and we brought on Ben Pearson at 1-1.
Yeah.
Ben Pearson, not necessarily the player you turn to at 1-1.
No, not necessarily, no. I mean, obviously we wanted a draw, didn't we? We wanted a draw at that point. But I suppose, I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. We've got all these great players. We've got a fantastic group of players. And we're playing for draws away at Preston. When we've got so much talent, we could be at least having a shot on target from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty upsetting. We're third. We've got 4 games in hand on second. We've got a point difference with them. If we don't make up that difference, that's going to be a worry, isn't it?
That's going to be really bad, isn't it? If we hit the playoffs this season, then all right, they're exciting, but it's not really where I want to be from this position.
No, been there, done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you for coming on, Neil.
Thanks, mate.
Much appreciated. Appreciate it.
All
right, gentlemen, how you doing? You all okay?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Obviously, I've had better days. I won't lie. Where do we start? Performance. What are you going to say? What do you think?
I'll be honest, it wasn't impressive. We're playing away from home. We've gone all this way, but I tell you what, it was a performance not to be very happy with. Yeah. We don't mind losing, but with the performance that we're putting in, what can we kind of say with it? I'll be honest, with the 2 centre-backs at choice, not kind of too happy with it, to be honest. We've got Gary Cahill, amazing centre-back, all that experience. Could Nat Phillips have not played? That's where I'm going to go with it. I didn't really think he had a good game. His body positioning at certain points, not amazing. I think Gary Cahill should have played, and I think he would have made the difference. Yeah,
in a week that actually Scott Parker came out and said how much Gary Cahill has yet to contribute to the season. You played 2 centre-backs that I suppose are quite similar in their makeup, Nat Phillips and Lloyd Kelly. Is there a sub that you'd like to have seen today?
Probably Mark Condes today, just because I think Billing and Cantwell, nothing was happening. Chrissy looked off it for me. I know he's been out, but he looked off it. So Mark Condes, because he's for me, he's better when he comes off the bench as well. So I think Lewis Cook's probably the only person who can come off that pitch today with some credibility to actually feel that he's done something for us today. But Marcondes probably around 65-70 minutes could have given us a bit more edge going forwards, I think. I think bringing on a wing back as well was a bit of a silly decision at 1-1.
could we have changed it about?
Laird didn't look comfortable. Laird did not look comfortable. I mean, it's a hard position. I said to him during the game, it's a hard position to come on. Like fullback is probably the worst position to come on in. But he didn't look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable at all.
I tell you though, Lewis Cook out there, he was the only one that was impressive.
Yeah,
he looked confident. We needed to bring him forward a bit more as well, which we tried to do with Pearson coming on. But I tell you what, Lewis Cook was the only one for me today that thought, Parker, he was amazing.
Dembele was out of the squad. Some people had raised eyebrows at that early on, but then Anthony did get the assist and Lowe with the goal. So it's very difficult for Parker to choose. Who would you put on the wings if you were going to, for the next game, Peterborough on Tuesday?
Well, the thing for Peterborough, for that, if we isolate that game, I'd go Dembele now. I'd go Dembele and probably Christie now he's fit. Just change it up completely from the two we had today. We're lucky. We've got a lot of good options in wide areas. We've got loads of good options, but it means we can rotate when we need to as well. So I think freshen it up completely, because obviously you're not going to replace Dom, so replace the two outside him and maybe bring in, start Pearson, try and Cook was very good in the holding role today, but maybe try and bring him forward and maybe go with Mark Condes from the start. But you don't want to bring Billing off, because you know what Billing's, he'll bring you a goal. He'll be so bad for 89 minutes and he'll pop up with a goal, so I know why you keep him on. But maybe his shirt needs to, maybe need to consider that there are options for Billing as well. He can rotate out from time to time as well.
And Scott Parker actually won't be in the dugout for the next game because he got himself a late Valentine's card. I wonder how that will shape up. You got any feelings, wonders? What do we think?
I think he'll still do well. He'll make his point made, before the game and everything. I've still got belief in him. He's an amazing manager. Okay. I think he's lost his head a little bit, but fair play to him. He's showing that he's passionate, so good on him.
Brilliant. Thank you, gentlemen.
Cheers,
safe trip home.
Thank you very much.
Look after yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Come on, lad. Hey, lad, you all right? You've been running. You've been running. Tom, I was just talking about you.
Oh yeah.
I was saying that you turned around when we made the sub. You turned around. I looked right at you, and we took off Cantwell and we brought on Pearson, which sort of told us the story of the game, where we wanted to go with it. He wanted to hold on to a 1-1, but we didn't get a 1-1, did we?
It often happens, doesn't it? You start hanging on to what you got, and you're only going one way. You're giving the ascendancy to the opposition, in my opinion. I didn't really get that, because I felt fair play to Preston. They probably earned it, but I didn't feel they were any good. I actually thought they'd be a little bit better, actually. But yeah, I didn't really understand that sub. If Scott Parker was a bit more attacking in his changes as he was to the fourth official, then would have helped us out. But yeah, it was a frustrating game, mate. I thought subs were weird for me. I thought Billing had a really bad game, and he just stayed on. Didn't really understand that. Campbell was trying to drive us forward. He come off. I thought probably Lewis Cook was all right. Apart from that, I thought we were pretty shaky all round, to be honest. I didn't really get what was going on, mate. We got the goal and I thought, we've done it again. We've done it again. How have we got out of this? We got all the ball, we ain't created nothing, and we've nicked it. But for some reason today, we couldn't hang on to it, and they took their chances and we looked a bit flaky. But yeah, I don't know what happened at the end as well. I think Smith might have a ban now.
I think you do. They both got a red card, so Smith and Parker. I'm not sure what Parker was complaining about. I've asked a few people, nobody seems to know.
All I could think of was just before the goal, they got a throw in. And Laird tried to shield it out, and it come off his chest, and they got a throw in, and they were complaining that he got nudged in the back, and that's why they got the throw, and they ended up scoring from the throw. So I think it was something to do with that. Having said that, there was a lot of time, a lot of ball to be played before that went in, but I think that's what they were moaning about from what I could see. But I just thought we played into their hands, mate. I don't think they were that good, but again, I've looked again, I say it every week, QPR lost at home to Cardiff. We're getting away. I think we'll be fine. I genuinely do. We've been saying this all the time. I think we can afford to lose a few away games. We win a few home, we'll be all right, because we got that lead, and no one behind us is consistent enough. But it's boring again. Every game I feel is boring, and I don't understand. I mean, Dembele didn't get on the pitch today. Someone tell me what's going on there, because he's played in the last two games. We won both games. He got the winner in one. He tries to do something different. He tries to be expressive. He tries to run at people, offer us something, and he doesn't even get off the bench. And instead, we're choosing to bring on Ben Pearson at 1-1 to Preston. They've won one game at home since November. Why are we hanging on? I don't get it. I really don't. Fortunately, we got a bit of quality in the squad, so we're getting away with certain things, but we didn't today, mate. And to be honest, they probably earned it and they probably think we weren't even that good today. And Bournemouth weren't up to much, were they? They've done a double on us, so. They earned it, mate. But yeah, I don't get some of the decisions today. But out of the last 3 games, I don't think we've been great in any of them. We got 6 points, so I suppose we've got to take it.
We've got to take it. Adam, we go into game on Tuesday. We're playing Peterborough. They're not playing amazing at the moment. Do you think we can get a result there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. What's the score going to be on Tuesday? Cheer me up.
3-1.
3-1.
And I know why Scott Parker got sent off, I'm pretty sure.
Go on.
Because when the foul happened, wasn't a foul that the ref said when it was the throw-in, as they scored from the throw-in, which you can't do, but they did score from the throw-in. But you can't throw it in the goal. That's
No, you can't.
not allowed.
You're right there.
He was angry, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Scott Parker was having a go at the ref.
Yeah. He had a long go at the ref, didn't he? He kept going at the ref.
Yeah, and he thought it was a foul, so he was talking about to disallow the second goal.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, your dad wouldn't get a red card in that situation, would he?
No.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
And Smith got a red card.
Smith did get a red card. Oh, thanks for coming around to me a better side. I appreciate that. John, your view of the game, slightly just in front of me, so you saw all the same things I saw, but give us your take.
Mostly, it was pretty poor.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, there's an expectation from Bournemouth to produce far more than what they did.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that the last 4 wins in a row have masked what the performances have been, because we've all seen that it's not really been quite as good as 12 points from 12 really suggests. And the Preston game just showed up that whatever Parker wants the team to do, either what he wants isn't good enough, or they're not executing his plans.
Yeah.
Because clearly they're not able to break down a deep defence very well. And the only reason we got that goal from Lowe was because of a bit of a mistake from the goalkeeper, really, who didn't commit.
Yeah.
So their goals were only from counters, and all they looked to do from was getting in from the counter. So that was obvious from minute 5. And the fact that we allowed them to get in the way that we did, because we've got the likes of Zamora pressing so far up, particularly for the second goal, it's just annoying that he's not able to change things up. And when things aren't working, he doesn't change things. Like the fact that we still had Billing on the pitch till the end, that Cantwell and Billing were on their wrong sides. You had Jamal Lowe, got the goal, didn't really do much else, don't know why Dembele wasn't on. Lewis Cook was the only player on the pitch that really consistently showed any kind of quality as far as I was concerned. And we had Solanke again completely isolated, wasn't supported well enough, was bullied off the ball by the centre-back, who I think on a different day would have had quite a few fouls against him. Yeah. But in this case, the referee allowed a hell of a lot to go, which is fine. The players need to adjust to that.
Yep.
It's just all around very poor. And right at the end, I think, when the game finished and the players were coming towards us to clap us, to support the people that come to support us, there was less than half the squad coming towards us. You had Solanke was there, briefly went off. You had Lewis Cook was pulling players forwards, which was great. Yeah. The only player that stood there and took any kind of looked us in the eyes and sort of applauded us off was Emilio Riis.
No, he didn't even get on the pitch.
And he never even stood on the pitch. He was the one that he came right up to us, stood at us, clapped us, and just looked us all in the eye and just was and I appreciate that. Lloyd Kelly, don't know where he went. I certainly don't think he's worthy of a captain's armband after that.
Okay.
But look, it wasn't good, and we know that this performance was coming. We know this result was coming.
Yeah.
Things need to change, and Peterborough, if we beat them, that doesn't really tell us anything about how the team is performing compared to them. But we need to get more points.
Yeah, we need to get more points, and we need to see a bit of a performance just for our own sanity, I guess.
Yes,
just for our own sanity.
I think that would be beneficial to us.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for coming on, John.
No problem.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh, hello, buddy. You all right? Yeah. Who's holding the camera? How's that working?
Oh, no, magical. I was doing it first.
That's magic. That is magic. Just floating there in the air like that. Well, what did you think?
Poor. Thought we were really bad, mate. We had, 66% possession at one stage.
Yeah, first half,
they'd had more shots. We didn't look like we had any sort of attacking nous whatsoever. It felt the same as every other match. Really unenjoyable. But at half-time, you're thinking about it, looking at the track record, thinking, well, we know what can happen. So you sort of stick with it. When we scored, I almost wasn't surprised. It came as we started to turn it on a little bit. But when they got back into it, that equally was not a surprise as well. And to see them score the winner, I think someone said it's going to be 2-1, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it was. Scott Parker made some baffling decisions towards the end. Well, not even towards the end, halfway through, like bringing on Ben Pearson for Todd Cantwell at 1-1 against Preston. No disrespect, because you know what, I saw them dominate Nottingham Forest only a short while ago, last week, whatever it was, and they were a really good side, but they were poor throughout most of that game. I think most of their fans will probably admit that themselves. And the fact that They haven't won at home in the last 5. They're the Championship draw specialists, yet we are sacrificing a really good attacking player for someone who we bring on to, shore up a game. It shows his intent. He doesn't want to win games. He wants to control them, and it backfired today. And he got annoyed, and he got angry, and he showed more whilst he was being sent off than he did in terms of tactics. So I was very disappointed. Sorry, Steve.
You summed up, mate.
Well, I mean, there's an argument there, isn't there? I mean, if I was a Preston fan, I'd be thinking, well, that wasn't very difficult. They didn't have to work very hard to contain us, and we did a lot of passing around the ball. I think the goal came from a good cross by Anthony, but we took 3 or 4 passes, and we could have had that cross earlier, much earlier.
We could, and I think the goal only came because both their the central defenders missed the header, and Jamal just gambled back stick and took it round the keeper, which is a lovely finish, but that's pretty much all we sort of created, really. I don't really remember much else that we created throughout the 90 minutes. And like Sam's just said, you're going up against a team who don't win a lot of games at home. I mean, I think they've only won, that's the second one they've won since November at home. Draw a load of games, and we've got such potency in attack. We know we have. We can put teams to bed 4-0 like we did against Swansea, but since those days have gone, it's just like Sam said, he wants to give control of the game.
Players are afraid.
Tempo's so slow.
Yeah.
And the only one for me today, I thought, who quietly went about his business nice and sort of understated was Lewis Cook.
Yeah.
I thought he had a decent game, but apart from that, it was just sideways, backwards. Ethan Laird comes on, and we think, well, he's a guy who likes to get into the box, drive forward, gets the ball, he's going backwards again.
I'd love to know the stats on backwards passes, because I swear it felt like the majority of them.
Billing and Cantwell, why are they playing on the other side from what we've seen them play better? Billing plays better on the left, he's left-footed. Yeah. It goes to show when he had that chance at the end, it's coming on to his right foot and he slices it wide. Like Sam said as well, some baffling decisions by Parker. Really don't get where he's coming from with most of it.
And apart from that sort of chance at the end from Billing, where he did just put it wide, and we all kind of held our heads in our hands. Not a lot from him today. Again, slightly anonymous.
Yeah, but I've come to expect that at all. He doesn't really show much emotion at all. I'm just infuriated when you can see the talent. I mean, I felt like a stuck record by saying the same thing week after week, but we've got such attacking impetus and we're not using it. I fear for the development of these players' games in the future, wherever the fuck they end up, whether it's at Bournemouth or sort of later on, because their natural flair's being coached out of them. Yeah. And it's so sad to see. And as someone who likes to watch creative, expressive football, you all want to see that, but I fear for them, I really do, and those kind of results are just not unexpected. But it also wouldn't have been unexpected if we'd pulled out, a win as well. So should we be complaining? You take a look at the league table, maybe we shouldn't. But for me, it's just it's not the football I love, and it's sad to see, because AFC Bournemouth, Sean O'Driscoll. He was the person that created this brand of football. Yeah. Whilst it wasn't, we've always been, developing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And now it feels like we've gone back to the old days a little bit, and it's just not pretty. It's not entertaining to watch at all, and I'm not excited about turning up. And maybe it shouldn't be exciting. If you get the 3 points, maybe it doesn't really matter. But for me, it's an entertainment business, because that's how Sky sell their money. Mm-hmm. That's how Sky get their money.
These travelling fans that come up here today to watch that, I mean, and then he gets himself sent off. I mean, just madness. And hardly, I think we were saying, guys didn't really come over and applaud very much. I think Lewis tried to drag a few over, Lewis Cook. Kelly didn't really. You just feel so, you come all this way to watch that. It's just, like Sam said, it's not enjoyable.
I heard there was one fan sat near me, and she said to me this is the first time she'd ever seen the away fans, us ever, at away games, sit down.
Yeah.
They were, the Preston fans were telling us to sit down, shut up. We were already.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
They said we were an embarrassment because we were sitting down on the away game, weren't we?
So, yeah. I mean, the away, it was a weird away atmosphere today, I've got to say. It wasn't particularly great, but it takes two to tango, and the synergy needs to be there between the team and the fans. There was none of it.
They need to give us something to get off our seats about, don't they?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and they didn't do that at all today. Nothing, absolutely nothing, and it's just very disappointing, really disappointing, because we know we're much better than that. we know we are as a squad.
Well, we go into the next game and Scott Parker won't be our manager for 90 minutes. Well, he will, but he won't.
Maybe we'll win.
Yeah, I don't actually know. Who will be in the dugout? Will it be Rob Birch? Will it be Gary O'Neill? Will it...
Gary O'Neill.
Who's the assistant? I don't know. Who's our assistant? That's awful. I don't know who our assistant manager is. That's the first time ever in our history.
Anyway, maybe we'll play some good football that we can all enjoy and hopefully a 4-0 win.
Well, yeah, you heard it here first. Hopefully a 4-0 win. That's probably enough from us from the Deepdale. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you could please like, subscribe. We're usually more cheery.
We didn't like that football.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, click the little bell. More from Back of the Net soon. Bye-bye.